Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures morning leap session for Wednesday, April the 13th, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we come together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. Then during the course of the day, we have live trading and live analysis. So if you're interested in checking us out, I'll put up my contact information in just 1 second. Before I do, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, so this is a subscription room. So if you want to check it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com or send me a Skype request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. There's over 300 days of these videos. Each morning we do these. You can check them out and check out our past performance. If you like what I do, follow me on Twitter at CrazyTim. Okay, so yesterday our two main hypotheses. Hypothesis 1 was a move down into testing the low or down into taking out the overnight low in that 29 and finding buyers and rotating up through value up into that 57 area and possibly extend up into the 61 to 63.50 area. We opened up and we started moving up, so this, our second hypothesis, was a move up into the 43, 45, 47 area and then fail and rotate down through the range low and down into that 27, 25 level. So, we started out with hypothesis 1 and we started moving up, so I was starting to think, okay, hypothesis 2, and we rotated down. I took that short, and then the news came out. Russia and Saudi Arabia, which is unconfirmed, was coming to consensus on the oil, and we shot up up into this key level, the 43 level again, which was the value area low. So hypothesis 2 is still in play here because you've got an impulsive move and then a move back up to where they found sellers, and we started moving down. Well, they got down to the midpoint and they rallied from there. So once we rallied from here, it was all about back into hypo 1 and that rotation up into the VPOC at 54.50 and continuation up into the key level, that 57 level, and possible continuation up into 61. And basically we moved up, and then we got into a trend day after the news, and we had higher lows, and then we sort of just went sideways in the afternoon once we got back up around that 54, 55 level. We closed near the high overnight, so the expectation in the Globex was we were going to move higher into that 61.50. I did trade last night for the first half of the Globex until about midnight my time, and we took those longs, and those that were with us got paid, and we got the move up into the 61. Well, since then they've rallied right up into the 69 and a quarter area, which is, this was our next big target, or is still our next big target, because it's in the RTH session up here at 69.75. But we're going to get into the hypothesis and where we expect to go in just a couple minutes. Let's just take a look at where we are in the different time frames in terms of trends. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. I'm looking for slope and separation. You can see beautiful trend for the last several years on the monthly. Then we started challenging the trend, and so far we went below and we're violating the trend in January and February. Now we're back in March and April, and we're back above the 9 and the 20, and we could get a continuation pattern going on the monthly. On the weekly, we've had this parabolic move up. We've got a slope and separation. We're kind of getting into a consolidation right here. So we could get a bit of a pullback, but right now this is historically during OPEX. Remember, today is OPEX. This week is OPEX option expiration. So this is typically very bullish, 80%, and we're paralleling the 9 now quite nicely on the weekly. So the trend is still up on the weekly. On the daily, we had this nice strong trend up, and then we started consolidation, and now we're moved back above the 9 and the 20. We're getting slope. We don't have separation yet, but this is a continuation pattern on the daily. On the 4-hour, you can see we've gone parabolic from that news from the prior RTH session on the crude. We've got slope and separation, but we do have a technical gap here on the 4-hour, so we could get a pullback. Close of the gap right now would take us down to 55. I'm really looking at that 57, 58 area again. There is a naked cross down here at 2042, but it is on the 4-hour, so keep in mind your time frames for your naked crosses. On your 1-hour, we got great slope and separation. Prices paralleling the 9 quite nicely. Just closed a little bit of a technical gap and bounced off the 9. So the trend is still up on the 1-hour. On the 30-minute, same thing. We've come down though and challenged the 20. So we're getting our first weakness coming in and a consolidation possible change of trend on the 30-minute. On the 15-minute, we've closed below the 9 and the 20, but we're coming back up and testing it. So we are seeing some weakness coming in on the 15-minute, and then of course on the 5-minute, you can see that we've rolled over and we're starting to get a downward trend, but it's getting challenged right now and trying to get back above the 9. A move up to the 20 will bring us back up into the 66.50. So kind of a mixed bag. As we move into the larger time frames, the trend is still up, but we're seeing some consolidation and possible rollover in some of the shorter time frames. Taking a look at the big picture, and again, just to put it in context, at the end of the prior year, we were in this balance area from October through to December. We created a double distribution zone. The value area runs from 2008 up to 2086.50. Our VPOC is 2063.50, and our key MCLVN between the two double distributions is the 16. We fell out of balance and we came down here and created value down here, accepted value, moved back up, filled in the gaps, got above the value area low of the microcomposite, and came back up into this upper distribution, and we're currently trading in this distribution, which has got a lot of undetermined fair value that surrounds us or surrounds the composite VPOC. The 2061.50 is the most traded price, going all the way back to beginning of 2013, and we're just in this area now, chopping back and forth. Key levels to watch in this area, obviously now we're above the 61. 61.50 is going to remain a magnet. Same thing as the 63.50. You can see that the microcomposite VPOC for this whole time frame is 63.50. We've got a naked close there as well. This is likely to get taken out today, the 63.50 and the 60, what is it? It is 60 and a quarter is still the naked VPOC, or naked close as well. So in the last when we moved up into this this area, we tried to hold value around this 57. Then we came down where we've accepted value first at this 40 40-50 area. 40-50 still is the microcomposite in this area. So there would be nothing for us to come down into the 40-50. But we've been down here a couple times, and the last 5 days, values shifted up to 48. So they're now accepting 48, and 48 was the last price they accepted before they rallied up, okay, and we're going to have a gap up day here. So we're going to gap up somewhere, probably somewhere between 8 and 10 points above the prior day close, which is at 56, and just above key levels. So the key levels to watch: 61.50, 63.50, and 69.75 above, with the next big trade area, or the next big target, is that 71.50 to 72 area. I'll show you why. 71.50, remember, is the local fractal high here that was put in the Globex. So we have an unequalized high, okay? Our Globex fractal high is higher than our RTH fractal high at 67, and then we just put another fractal high in at 69.75 as well, or 69.25 overnight. So we've got this this value area high right here that we've got to hold above to get the move up into the 69.25 overnight high and 69.75 microcomposite VPOC with that 71-72 area. And then there's really not much to hold us down until we get into the 77.50 area, but the next big key line in the sand is going to be this 86.50. 86.50 is the microcomposite value area high from the last quarter of the 2015. If we get above there, I'm looking for a move into the 2100. Our weekly ATR is running at 70. 687. We've got a 45-point range so far this week. We had a 45.25 point range last week. Our upside ATR target, based off of the low this week down in that 29.25 area, is up at 2100 even. So we have range still this week for the last 3 days to get to that 2100. And with option expiration, there is a probability that they might go and pin up at the 2100s, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of open interest up in the 2100. Sorry, I've got a lot on my mind this morning. If we get back inside of the 65, we can't get above the 65.50, then I'm looking for a move down into the 63.50 and 61.50 and test the lower side of this in around the 57.58. If we can't hold the 57.58 and we dip down into the 56, and we don't pop off of the 55, 56 area, then I would expect a move down back towards the 51.50 and the 48 area. So those are the key macro levels. Let's just take a look at what's happened overnight. So I pointed this move out, and you can see it better on Bookmap, but we opened up and we consolidated. We created a zipper here. Then we had an impulse move up, and we came back down and tested the top of this zipper, and then we got the continuation wave, came back and tested it again, and then at this point in time, we were looking for a move up into the 61.50. They took the 61.50, rotated it back down to the top of the new zipper that was created, and then moved back up, and then we had a corrective wave, came back down, and then they blasted off and went all the way up into the 69.25, and then just sort of chopped around at 66.50 Globex VPOC so far. So moving our numbers over, our overnight high is 69.25. Our overnight low is down at 54. Our overnight VPOC, which isn't likely to shift, our overnight VPOC is 66.50. Now we've got a bit of a quad distribution or a triple distribution. I'm going to use the triple distribution. We've got a CLVN, the VWAP, all sitting right here at the 63.25, and the 63.50 or the 63.25 is still a naked VPOC, and the 63.50 are micro composite VPOC. So I am anticipating a move down to the 63.50, but I'm also going to use the 63.25 as a possible trade area, because if we don't bounce off of here, then I would anticipate that we'd come down through to the 61.50 composite VPOC and the 60.50 and come down and test this 57.58 area. 58.25 is our value area high. So I'm going to use the 58 to 57 as a key trade level today. Because I anticipate that if we come back down, my main hypothesis for today is to open auction outer range, possibly take out the overnight high on the open, depending on where we open, how close to it, and then come down into the 57, 58 area, possibly dip down to the 55 area, and then find buyers for a continuation up into the 71 and 72, and possibly up to our daily ATR upside target up at the 76.25. So I'm looking for an open auction outer range, a possible range gap fill or close gap fill, and then finding responsive buyers down here and working our way back up through. That's hypothesis one. Hypothesis two is that we get initiative sellers on the open or come down to the 63.50 and immediately take initiative buying all the way up into the 71, 72 area, possibly even pop a little higher and then fail and come back down through the 55 area and come all the way back down into this 45 to 47, possibly even down to the 40-50 microcomposite VPOC. So putting the levels in, we've got 63.25, 57 to 58. There is a LVN there as well, and then we've got the overnight low down at 54. I don't need this anymore, so let me just get this out of the way. And then we've got this CLVN here at 52.75, which is also near the closing swing low, so I'm going to use this closing swing low of 52, and then target below that the 50, which was a big magnet yesterday, and where the VPOC was just before it shifted up into the close, and then the midpoint and the daily ATR target and the VWAP is all down in between that 45 and 47. And then anything below that, if we don't hold the midpoint, I'm looking for a move down. You got a little bit of resistance right here at 43.50. Whoops. At 43.50, but I'd be looking for a move through the rest of value coming down into the lower distribution from yesterday. Yesterday was multiple distribution zones, but our value area low and our micro composite VPOC is all down here at the 40.50, and this is going to be the next big target below now. And then if we don't hold the 40.50, test of the year open, that 34, 35 area, that's where all the liquidity came in for this move up. 32.50. Come on. And then below 32.50, it's going to be all about the 29 and 27 area. So 29 target, 27 support, and then below there, we've got the 22, it's shifted, sorry. It's 21. And then we have that target at 25. The micro composite, it's actually 24.75. All right, and those are my numbers below. I don't think we're going to get down there today. Above 67, it's all about the overnight high, 69.25 and 69.75. Micro composite VPOC, and then the 71 naked close, 72, 74, 75. Our daily upside target, 80.25, and then the key line in the sand, which is that 86.50. 89, 93.25, and then our weekly ATR and centennial number up here at 2100. And then anything above this, I'm looking for a move of the rule of 10 up to 2110. So the main hypothesis is to open auction in range, come down into the upper distribution and bounce somewhere between the 58.25 and 52, 54 area, find responsive buyers and move up and take out the 71, 72 area. Hypo 2 is to chop around, move up into the 71, 72, maybe 74, fail from there, and then come all the way down into the 47 area. Those are my two hypotheses. My third hypothesis is initiative open drive and a rip up right through to test the 80s from below. And then the last hypothesis is we gap up and we chop around between 61 and 71 and have a rotational day here in the gap zone. All right, so that's what I'm looking at. Let's just take a quick look at the Keltner. Keltner center lines right now, 66.25. A move up to the upper Keltner is going to take us up to 72, key target above, and a move down to the lower Keltner is going to take us down to 60 and take out this naked close and test the composite VPOC yet again. So that's the trade plan for the day. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side. I'm going to go ahead and close this down, and I'll reopen the room for the RTH trading session.